Here we are in the Around the Campus podcast. Today we got Nathan in the studio. Nathan is a film student here at the CSB Media Arts Center. So tell me a little bit about why you chose this program.
Absolutely. So I decided that I really wanted to tell some stories, and I wasn't exactly sure how to go about it. And my mother, who is very kind, thank you so much, she's like, hey, there's this school that you should check out. It's not a super long program. It's about 3 months long, and I think you might really click with it. And I am very glad I did it, because I definitely clicked with it.
So were you looking at other schools? Did you see anything else other than ours, or was ours the one school, one-stop shop that you came to?
I'll be honest, yours was basically the only one I even considered.
Yeah.
Because I never did well in high school, so I was like, there's no way I'm going to go to college for this. And
Right.
Yeah.
More of a learn by. And what did you like about the program?
Ultimately, in the beginning, what I liked so much about it was that all of you guys have experience in your fields. Michael, the writing teacher, has experience writing. He's actively working on projects, and he would show us snippets from it, and it was really cool. All the teachers were amazing, but then afterwards, the bond that you create with other students from multiple classes when you come back to work on more projects is truly incredible.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite part.
All right, cool. And what are you doing now? So you graduated. You're just now uploading your film. So you're getting to that point so we can finally, get the actual grades done.
Yep.
But what are you doing now?
Yeah, so right now I am in Stanford, Connecticut, and I am working on Mr. Harrigan's Phone, a film with Donald Sutherland.
Oh, cool.
And I'm working as a COVID PA, which is basically the lowest position that there is.
Yeah.
But I get to be on set.
Yeah.
And it's a great experience.
All right. And what have you liked about the experience so far?
Of the film?
Yeah.
Probably I got to see a night shoot yesterday.
Yeah.
That was really cool to see. We had some lights go up 80 feet in the air on a crane. And all the way that these shots are done, now I want to go and do these shots, and I have a better idea how to do it. When I try to work on my own work, I get a scene idea first, and then I make a story for it.
Right.
And these are giving me great ideas for scenes.
All right. And so now you've come back to the school and you've worked on other people's films, and today you're working on Dimitri's film, who hopefully we'll have on this podcast soon. Tell me a little bit about that experience and how that's been going. And I know you came back and worked on Bad Bowler with Daniel, and now Daniel is here, as a graduate working on other people's films.
Yeah, absolutely. So I talked with Dimitri a little bit on the phone, and actually I helped him get his location at the grocery store. And ultimately, it was really great because we got to talk about why he's doing, what his direction is, what inspires him so much about this story. And I feel like that gave me a lot better idea of where he's coming from as a director. And actually, we're talking about possibly doing a documentary next year.
Oh, wow.
And I think that would be incredible. And I would never have made that connection if it wasn't for coming back to work on these projects.
Right. Now let's talk quickly about the connection. So you take the class, you're in class with Michael Chasen, who's our screenwriting instructor, Jesse Manning, who kind of went over cameras and some editing, and then Bob Dio, who's kind of worked in directing, casting, and then kind of working with you on getting going with your films. How have knowing all three of them, I know you talked a little bit about Michael, but anybody else kind of helping you out along the way?
Oh, absolutely. I would say Bob Dio by far. No offense, you're amazing.
That's fine. It's all good.
Bob Dio.
F in the final grade. Okay, go ahead.
Bob Dio was the one that got me the current job that I'm working on. And through this job, I've lined up my next job, which
cool.
has been incredible. So definitely, yeah, it was crazy too. I was just working on one of the student films. I think it was Bad Bowler, and Bob called me over and he's like, "Hey, I'm on Facebook with this guy. He just set up this listing. I want you to go here, sign up for it. If you get there quick enough, you might be one of the first people he calls." And I was like, "All right, I'll do that right now." And I did it.
Yeah.
He called the next day. It was just like that.
So day one, you come into the school, you take a look around, you check things out, you decide, all right, yes, this is where I want to go. You start the class and everything else like that. So from first day to last day, did it meet what you thought the expectations were going to be? Did it beat the expectations, just meet the expectations, a little bit lower the expectations?
Interesting question. I will answer it very honestly.
Yeah.
I like to give a positive and a negative about everything.
Yeah.
I hate giving honest. I hate if I feel like I lied about something. So in the beginning, I was like, this is amazing. Everything I wanted. Towards the middle, I was like, I don't know about this. I'll be honest. And
why was that?
Well, mainly it was because in writing, I felt like there was a lot of good ideas and I didn't have a handhold on them. And I wanted to stick longer on each individual idea. But due to the length of the program, that wasn't something that was practical, which I understand. And there are deadlines in every industry.
Right.
So it was understandable every stage. And then towards the end, it was just like, this is the best. Graduation happened. I was on my feet running, immediately started working on some other student films. And that's when the real connections began. I cannot stress it enough that no matter what stage you are in this program, you've got to give more than is being asked for. And in that middle stage, for a little bit, I don't think I was giving 110%.
So let me ask you another question, because you're being honest, and I have my own feelings of how you truly feel about this movie set that you're on right now.
Okay.
But what is your thought process on that as your first job in this business? And I'll take the plus and minuses on that, because there's an important thing that I think if you say what I think you're going to say, there's an important lesson to that as well. Interesting. So I set you up and go.
I'm not sure if I'm going to get it right. Shoot. So
we did not talk about this before, by the way.
No, we did not.
No.
So you want a plus and a minus.
Yeah.
So the plus is the people that I meet, absolutely, as well as watching what happens. The minus is there's a lot of standing around and waiting and hurry up and wait. I heard that so many times and it is happening so much. I like to be busy. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity to be busy.
Right. Well, one of the things that I was hoping you were going to say something else, but it's fine. It's all good. But sometimes the first job isn't as glamorous as a second, third, fourth, fifth, as you start to work up to what you want to do. And I think it's an important ingredient and something that everybody should know is that the first job isn't going to be exactly what you think it's going to be. But it's a resume builder. And like you said, you meet people and you start to network and maneuver through and you start getting to where you're going to be. So if you think you're just going to start by being a camera operator on the next, Steven Spielberg movie, probably not going to happen.
No.
But being a PA for the COVID tent and being on set is a nice place to start. And like you said, you meet people and then you'll start moving on from this job to the next job. And before you know it, you have a resume that speaks for itself and you'll prove yourself and keep growing in the industry,
Yeah.
So, it's one of the cool things. All right. So you've gone through the whole program. You're now working. You're doing some stuff. Somebody walks up to you and says, hey, how did you get started? What would you suggest to them as a way to get going?
Well, first I would say go to this school.
Yeah.
But beyond that, you got to just do something. It frustrates me sometimes when I hear people say, oh, I want to be a filmmaker. Oh, I want to be a filmmaker. And I'm like, what have you done? And they haven't done anything.
Right.
Or they're like, oh man, I'm a writer. But it's all in my head. It's like you haven't done it unless you've done it.
Right.
So do it.
All right. Good advice.
So do it. Get out there and do it.
All right. And last thing is, as far as the school goes, word of advice, you kind of mentioned it already, but let's have you kind of wrap up with the thoughts on somebody using the school and using it correctly.
Absolutely. Two things. One, do more than what your assignment is. You will be given an assignment that has the bare minimum, for the most part, of what you need to do. There's a guy out here, Dylan. He was given an assignment and he did 200% of that. And I immediately was like, I want to work on this guy's film. He's going places. You've got to give as much effort as you can into it. And come back once you graduate. If you don't come back once you graduate, you're not going to make the connections. Connections are so important and they are what makes this so much fun. Working with other people who are just as passionate as you in film.
One more thing, because you kind of brought it up. You said that you came back and you work on things. Do you feel as if from your film when you first shot to where you are now shooting or doing sound, lighting, and all that other kind of stuff, have you seen yourself grow because you've come back to work on other people's films?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before I came here, actually, the only thing I really worked on was video editing.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that no matter how good you video edit, how good you shoot, if the script isn't strong, you're screwed.
Right.
And I'm looking at some of these scripts out here. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have such a strong script. So in my own personal work, I've been putting so much more effort in that script. And that's a direct thing that I was influenced by Dimitri out here, by his script.
Right. Oh, yeah. And Dylan's was great, too.
Dylan's was fantastic.
I would say he's probably in the top 3 of students as far as prep and getting everything ready to go, and the way he organized everything, it was like down to the T, and it was great. It was great to see, and it's been great to watch you guys all work together, kind of bringing it back, and it's always kind of special to see. First off, people start the program, maybe not knowing a lot. You did know a little bit about editing and whatnot, and you've shot some stuff. But to see everybody kind of grow and then come back, use the school responsibly, I can't stress that enough. And then moving on and getting different types of employment with it. So congratulations to you.
Thank
and
you.
It's going to be fun to watch you grow in this.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, you enjoy the shoot today. Enjoy. And that's it for now for Around the Campus with Nathan.